Okay. So now continuing with our sessions, I will like to call Ashish. Yeah. So Ashish will be delivering a lightning talk on monitoring Kubernetes cluster with Elastics. And he will explain about the Elastic observability and all that thing. Ashish is a senior developer advocate at Elastic. Yes.
Thanks, Rohan, for introduction. Hello, everyone. Lunch करके आए हम लोग. Come on. Hello, everyone. Yeah. So yeah, this is Ashish. I am a senior developer advocate at Elastic. So some of you I have already met, but okay, I got a 20 minutes of slot. So let me take a few seconds to capture this wonderful audience, guys. Okay, I'll share with you. Okay, and yeah, so I'm going to deliver a talk on how you can monitor the Kubernetes cluster with the Elastic Observability. Though 20 minutes is not enough to cover everything, but I'm going to give the overview. And if you have any topic to discuss in a detail, feel free to visit on a booth. Me and my team will happy to answer everything, right? So let's start quickly. I think that's time has been started. So yeah, this is my quick introduction, having 8+ years of experience in tech. Started my journey as a software engineer, then promoted as a senior software, technical architect, system design, got opportunity to work on various database technologies, etc. Right? And I joined Elastic 1.5 years back. So before that, I had a startup where I was working on a different kind of roles, like as a startup founder, you have to work on marketing, support, tech, everything, right? So yeah, I got hands-on on various kind of areas. So yes, this is a quick introduction, but let's not take more time on this, correct? This is a Elastic total overview, a bird eye view. You can say this is an ecosystem. Okay, a quick question: who know Elastic? Okay, nice. Elasticsearch, right? Okay. So who don't know the Elastic, I'll give you the quick introduction. What is Elastic? What we are doing? Okay, what we are trying to solve, and how. And after that, we have a topic on how you can monitor with the Elastic Observability. So, okay, there are three major components in Elastic. So one is the Elasticsearch, second is the Kibana, and there is an integration part. Okay, which is a consist of the beats, a Logstash, and this. Who have worked on the ELK? I mean, ELK is a pretty famous use case of Elastic, right? But let me tell you the fact. ELK was never use case of Elastic. When it was building, when team was building the Elasticsearch and this other stack, it was never use case. It was never built for the ELK. It is a build by community. So it's innovated by the community, right? There's a power of community. So Elasticsearch is a NoSQL and distributed, you can say, a data store, database, and a search and an analytical engine. It's basically a search engine. So if you want to create a search engine around your data, which is present, you have presented in the JSON format, just dump your JSON into the Elasticsearch and your data will be ready within a second for a search. And it's give the full text search. So when I say the full text search, sorry, this mic is, hello, yeah. Is it audible, right? Okay, so when we say the full text search, it's like a relevant search. Like I'm going to search on, let's say, on app like a Swiggy. I'm going to search on Matar Paneer, and it's giving me the result of Malai Kofta. It's not relevant, right? And I'm start losing my trust over that app or website or something. Correct? So Elasticsearch give you the relevant search with the basic basis on the BM25 algorithm, and it has their own set of algorithm, correct? Apart from this, Elastic also offer the observability solution. So you can monitor your infra, application, logs, just you name it, what you want to monitor it. We have a solution for that, correct? There is another section is the security. So anyone is a security background? Yes. So if you want to deal with the SIEM, EDR, XDR, threat detection, malware detection, we have a solution for that as well, right? So as you know already, Elastic has been free from a while when it started, and still it's a free, open and free, correct? You can install the Elasticsearch, all the component on your local with a free of cost, and you can run it, right? I think 70–80% of the communities are running free instance only from the Elastic. Correct. We having a clouds as well, but it's come with the more new feature. Let's say a machine learning search. If you want to do the search powered by machine learning, you can definitely go for it. Anomaly detection, CCR, let's say cross-cluster replication, cross-cluster search. These something very premium feature comes in the cloud. But yeah, 80% of our community are using the free version. I mean, just install Elasticsearch on your local, like MySQL, MongoDB, other technology, and just get started, right? Okay, so Elasticsearch, there is a data present into the JSON. Then there is a Kibana. Kibana is a visualization tool. Okay, so whatever the data is presented into Elasticsearch, you can visualize from the Kibana, right? You can make a query, you can build some charts, graph, bar graph. There is a pre-ready-made dashboards available. So I'll give you the example. Everyone is familiar with the Nginx, right? If you want to monitor the Nginx, what kind of the traffic is coming, what should be, from which region my traffic is coming, you know? So if you want such kind of the insight, just install the FileBeat and enable the module Nginx. It will start collecting the data, push to the Elasticsearch, and from the Kibana, your ready-made dashboard will be ready with no cost, with a few something plug-and-play effort. That's it. You don't have to write a single line of code. Correct? Okay. So this is the integration part. Logstash is also part of the integration. Logstash is a ETL tool. So ELK, in the ELK, the Logstash is like a data collector from the file. And actually, the Logstash is an ETL tool. So even you want to do some data modification, let's say you can give anything in the input, let's say a read from MySQL, do the data modification, okay, and push to the MongoDB. You can do with the Logstash. So it's an independent service you can use as an ETL. So that's how it started. From Logstash, you read the file and push to the Elasticsearch. So that's how ELK is, this ideas came, right? So yes, this is an integration, Elasticsearch and Kibana. And on the top of this, we have this three beautiful solution, Elasticsearch, observability, and security. Correct. Apart from this, we're having a cloud offering as well. So you can have Elastic instance on a AWS, GCP, Azure. You can have on-premises if you have such kind of the use case. We having a HIPAA compliant, GDPR, everything, right? So yeah, this is a quick overview. And I know I'm going a bit fast, but yes, anyone having a doubt, feel free to ask me on a booth or later of the session, correct? Okay, so Elastic is something like this, which I have given you, but let's explore some of the use cases. I think ELK is the very best use case. Anyone, what is other use case? Just you can shout, it's okay. Search. Okay, let me give you some example of who are using Elastic, right? If you are using Uber and while you just typing your location, so it's showing the cabs available near about your location. It's query to the Elasticsearch, because Elasticsearch gives the geospatial data types. So if you have a geospatial data types, data like latitude, longitude, and you want to perform some query over it, feel free to insert into Elasticsearch and perform the shape query. So shape query is a specialized, special types of query, like give me the coordinates in my 10-meter of radius, right? Give me the data, this polygon shape or circle or rectangular. Just throw the coordinates and it will give you the data apart. So if you are building the app like a food and you want to show the restaurant available near about my location, feel free to use this leverage. It's free, right? Okay, who is using Tinder? मेरे को पता है हाथ नहीं उठाओगे आप लोग, but okay. So Tinder is using Elasticsearch for their match in my area. Lots of filter in my area, in my radius, whatever the filter you guys apply. Okay, and it's give the result. It's came up with the response on your devices, and then you start the swiping and everything, right? So if you're getting the good match, then you know to whom you should thankful. Okay, how it's working. Okay, apart from this, Wikipedia is one of the example. Everyone is know about this page, right? You just started. The query is goes to the Elasticsearch. They have a very good integration, correct? So now you can imagine how massive amount of data Wikipedia is holding, correct? So this is how Elasticsearch already proven in a full text search, correct? So that's how we are leveraging this, this full text search capability with the observability and the security, and we came up with the solution of the observability, right? So, okay, Kubernetes challenges. Now, this is something KCD specific, Kubernetes specific event. So, right now, as we started with the microservice architecture, correct? Let's suppose it's also came up with some of the complications and challenges. So right now we are running the 100 plus of pods, kind of the numbers. And let's say if I want to monitor each and every pods, that's going to be the challenging, plus costly, and plus lots of effort, correct? So recently, you must have heard about Amazon Prime. They bring their system from microservice to monolithic architecture, correct? So how you can make such an architectural decision? On what basis, right? So I think this is where Elastic Observability helps you to take a decision. I'll tell you the how. So this is an infrastructure. So we having an application, container, node, cluster, any kind of the logs you can push to the Elasticsearch. So I'll tell you the how, right? Sorry, why it's not working? Okay. Cool. So let's assume you have a 50 nodes in your 15 nodes you have in your infra, and you're running 10 plus, let's say a 10 pods per node, correct? Now the calculation is 50 into 10, it's going to be the 500 nodes, correct? And now I'm going to say, just start observing each and every pod with the RAM consumption, memory, disk, everything. So it's any approach, anyone is using any observability tool for Kubernetes monitoring? Yes? Azure, right? But you can just use on Azure infra, right? But if I have a Kubernetes cluster on DigitalOcean, can we get it from there? No. Anyone else having observability? Yes? Prometheus? Loki Grafana, correct? Cool. Loki Grafana is one of the great tool for the observability, right? Anyone else? Datadog? Great. Datadog is something, yes? Dynatrace, right? So these are the solution around the observability. Okay, everyone is doing great in their areas, right? But everyone is coming with some of the advantage, disadvantage, and something like this. So the Elastic is solving the problem. As per the survey, one organization is using 12 plus observability tool because they're having a different purpose for marketing, sales, DevOps, developer, infra people, and they're having a different use cases, and they start evaluating the different tools. So Elastic is coming with the one unified solution, Elastic Observability, where you just ingest the data, any kind of the data, right? And it's catering any kind of the use case, right? Let me show you. Okay, how it's possible, right? So the data flow is very simple. You have to install the Elastic agent on your all machine, which is a data collector. Simple. It's a lightweight daemon set, correct? As soon as you set up your server, just install Elastic agent. It's auto upgradable. You don't need to worry about it. There is no manual, manual maintenance or such kind of the things. Install it. It will start collecting the data. It's going to auto detect whether it's Kubernetes running or not, any container is running or not, and start collecting the logs, metrics, and it will start pushing to the Elasticsearch. And from the Kibana, you can visualize all your data. You can get the all insights, right? So this is a very basic workflow. This is how this K8s monitor is working. Getting your data into Elastic agents. Apart from Elastic agent, have you heard for Beats? Anyone is using Beats Elastic? Yes. So in Elastic, there is a different beats available for a different purpose. Suppose you want to collect the metrics. So just install the metric beat, and it will start collecting the data, metrics, and push to the Elasticsearch, right? Similarly, if you want to collect the logs, there is a file beat, right? Windows log, so win log beat, and a network packet beat, kind of this, okay? But if I have such use cases where I have to use all of this stuff, I have to install separately. So to solving this complication, Elastic come with this one single daemon set, which is called Elastic Agent. It is a collection of all beats. So you just have to enable from the Kibana what you want to monitor. That's it. So install the Elastic agent one time and just go on a Kibana and enable, I want to monitor Nginx. I want to start collecting the metrics, the health of the system, like this. So this is how Elastic agent works. But yeah, you can also configure the beats if you have a use case, correct? It's easier to deploy Elastic agent. You don't need to upgrade anytime. Whenever you release any update, Elastic agent auto update themselves, right? So it's a one-time installation. After that, zero maintenance. Easy to configure with the help of the fleet. So let's suppose you are an infra person and you have 100 nodes, right? All 100 nodes consist of the Elastic agent, right? Now, there's a requirement. On the first 50 nodes, I want to gather only collect the metric. And for the next 50 node, I have to collect the logs. How are you going to do it? So in the case of the Prometheus and this, I'm not comparing it, but yeah, it is a matter of easiness. So in case of the other tool, you have to go to the each and every node, just go to the YAML file and do the proper settings, right? In Elastic, go to the Kibana, just check all the 25 or 50 server, apply the policy at a time directly, and they will start behaving like this according to your policy. So it is that easier, right? Easy to configure. It's a central management. There is a fleet server which control all the Elastic agent. Whatever the new policy has to create, deploy, maintain, anything you can do with the help of the fleet, correct? Okay, logs from Kubernetes. So as I said, you can use the filebit. Filebit is something .filebit. It's a single daemon set, binary file you can just install and enable the Kubernetes module like this command, okay? It will start collecting the data, cluster level logging, service level logs, everything, application log, just tail-f kind of things. And it will start pushing through the data into the Elasticsearch in the real time, correct? So, and you can have a dashboard on a Kibana, correct? So in the 80%, 90% time, you will get your dashboard ready on a Kibana. It's pre-ready made. Suppose you want to monitor the Nginx, Apache, MySQL, MongoDB, just name the technology we having the integration with them. You will get the dashboard available. It's just a plug and play. There is a very rare case if you want to build a very custom dashboard, you can build it out from that, right? These are some of the metadata processor it's collect. So in case of, I think the example we have taken, you have some Kubernetes cluster on Azure, then GCP, some of on DO, some of on your premises. And you want the complete bird eye view, right? Just install the Elastic agent on all these VMs, all the servers. They are start collecting the data. You will get the central view of all your cluster. It's a vendor agnostic. You don't need to depend on any vendors, right? Whether it's like a AKS, GKS, EKS, feel free to install it and feel free to use. This is one of the example of the metadata processor, how it's collect the metadata while collecting the actual data as well. Okay, traces. Anyone what is a traces? Just attempt, yes? Different applications, yes? Different microservices. So today's world of microservices, as I given the example, I have a 50 node with a 10 pods per node. I have a 500 pods. Every pod having one application running, and they are generating the logs. Now, logs are very critical, as you already know, and I want to collect it. So I have to collect it. It is not just a collection, but show some insights from that data, correct? What's going wrong, where is the error has been occurred, kind of this, okay? So traces is also given by the Elastic Observability. It is also offer the APM, application performance monitoring. So you can just integrate the Elastic APM, it will start tracking all the transaction, okay, and pushing to the Elasticsearch. And you will get the very beautiful correlation between all your data. I'll show you the demo on how you can do it. Okay. So this is some of the example. I'll show you how it works. So just you can ignore. So okay, let me show. So this is the observability dashboard by default of Elastic. So once you have installed your Elastic agent on the all pods or all your nodes and Elasticsearch and Kibana on the place, you start watching this kind of the dashboard. It's auto-generated. You don't have to do it. What is the log per minute? What is the ingestion rate? Everything, right? Let's simply go on an inventory. Anyone from infra? Infra, yes. So suppose I'm an infra people and I have that 50 servers and I want to take, I want to have a look of health of each and every node, right? Let's say what is my CPU consumption, high CPU consumption. So you will get it here. So right now in my infra, there is a 8 node. I'm not sure if this is visible to you guys. Just a minute. Yep. So here the number is showing the number of the total nodes available. The more darker that particular component, it's like the more CPU consumption. Here I have selected the CPU. Similarly, I can select anything like load, memory usage, inbound traffic, whatever you want to try, correct? Now, every node having some pods. And now I want my health according to the Kubernetes pods. So simply go on here, just select the Kubernetes pods, and you will get the complete bird eye view. Right now in my cluster, there's just 631 pods are running. And this darker component is using the high CPU, correct? Just click on it, you will get the all details. Similarly, if you go on a node, let me show you the host. Correct, the CPU and the memory and log rate like this, okay? Now, I want, okay, I have seen the cluster-wise view, but I want node and pod-wise view, correct? So just select host and group by with the Kubernetes pods. So just a minute. Kubernetes pods and just group by with the node. Yep. So there might be a situation, my particular machine is on GCP, this could be on Azure, this could be on DO, but yeah, you will get everything on a single place. What is my consumption and everything, right? This is how it looks like. Similarly, you can do the group by on the namespace. We're having a Kubernetes namespace as well. So observe green, demo server, these are the namespaces we have created, and you will get the all bird eye view, right? Okay, now let's explore something, let's say services, the APM. Anyone is using any APM tool, application performance? Yes? It's Lana. Stana, okay. Cool. So Elastic comes with the APM as well, right? So where you can collect the traces. I'll give you the example. Suppose today's microservices, again, it's the same. My transaction came in my infra, and it could go any one of the API gateway, API server, right? I have a 10 API server. It could go any one of the API server. After that, it can go any of the process server, and then it can make some few call to the database, third-party APIs, kind of this. And now, if I'm telling you to just profile this complete transaction and check which component is taking much time, if something is error occurred or something goes down, what's wrong? What is the approach? I mean, how you debug? Just if you can give me how you debug such things? If something goes wrong and some error occurred in a particular pod. Anyone? Distributed tracing, correct? This is one of the example. Okay, I'll give you my old school. I'll just do the SSH login and do the tailf grep -error, and you will get the error. This is something I used to do. But yeah, with the help of the APM, it's very easy to track each and every transaction and traces, right? So let's go on the services. These are some of the example I already created. Let's say a card service, front end, shipping services. Now let's explore the traces. In the traces, I have, let's say, a /cart API product. So let me click one of this. So this product get API has taken 1400 millisecond, and this is a bifurcation of the 1400 millisecond. Which component taken how much time, right? This is also comes with if you are using a database query, how much database query have taken the time and everything. Right, let me show you this. Okay, I think. So even if you, let's say a checkout service, like we have a checkout service, there is a multiple steps, like query on a database, get the user information, hit to the payment gateway, and check for the response. So if I want to trace that whole transaction, you can just integrate the APM. It will give you the like /cart, the complete view, and what component has taken how much time, right? And it will give you the proper bird eye view. So let's go on services and click on a service map. This is a auto-generated service map. So as soon as you be getting the transaction, this map is getting auto-builded, right, by the Elastic. So first my transaction come to the front end. It might be a HTML, JavaScript, React, whatever it is. Then it goes to the front end node. From front end node, it goes to the checkout service. So you will get how the data flow in your ecosystem. So this is something bird eye view which Elastic offers. Apart from this, there's a dependency. I think, yeah. So your complete, the application and ecosystem is depend on what stack. Let's say this is a Postgres and Redis. It's a dependencies. Apart from this, observability also comes with the uptime monitoring. So if you want to monitor some of the API endpoint or TCP endpoint, you have SMTP services, TCP endpoint, just add URL here or IP, and it will start monitoring those endpoint. Now, this everything like synthetic monitoring is there. You can just like real user monitoring, we say. So end to end, if you have a business and marketing, they always having that. What is my user journey, right? Our user journey, correct? Where they clicked, where they have clicked, and from there where they jumped. You can trace everything with the Elastic APM. Yes. So how you can do it? So for Elastic APM integration, we having all kind of SDKs available. So if you have written your application in Java, Node, Go, take a language, we have an agent ready, and you just integrate it with your code, and it will start collecting the transaction and traces. Okay, now your K8 data is in Elastic. Now what? We have collected logs and traces, everything. Just collecting the logs is not enough. Getting the insights is more enough from that, right? So yes, data collection into one single place, and all the data into Elasticsearch follow the common schema. So anyone heard of ECS, Elastic Common Schema? Yes, Elastic Common Schema is predefined fields, okay, and their types into Elasticsearch. So Elasticsearch gives the two types of mapping, dynamic mapping and static mapping. So if you have a JSON ready, just dump it without making any schema or mapping, and it will you can make a query for a search. Another hand, you just define the mapping, like this field should be varchar, integer, string, and this kind of stuff, and you can just get started with this. So similarly, Elastic give the default ECS. So Elastic have different types of spatial data types, like let's say if you want to store the IP, it's give the IP address data type. So you can store your all IPs in that particular field, and you can perform the different types of query. Let's say I want a range /24. /255, these kind of the query you can perform. Similarly, I told you the geospatial data types, right? You can perform the shape query over it. If you have a requirement to store a file system, path, right? Document /document, home, this kind of, there is a special data types available which called FS, file system. So if you can query accordingly, right? So yeah, so your data will be ready for this, and whatever the dashboard I have shown, this is a pre-ready-made dashboard. So insights, it will be like on your plate. So you can just integrate it. Now, you got the data, you got everything. Now what? If something goes wrong, how you can tackle? You can integrate the alert. Kibana gives the alert. You just apply the rule, okay, and give the threshold, like my memories goes beyond this, hard disk gone beyond this, and something error occurred from the APM. Just give me the alert on the Slack, email. You just name it the integration we have, all integration, right? You can use this alerting. Okay, now there's two types of alert. On a Kibana, which is paid one, okay? on Elasticsearch, which is a free one. So it's up to you what you have to do. So in Elasticsearch, it's called the Watcher. There is a feature called the Watcher. Anyone using Watcher? Okay, just go and explore. It's free, available in Elasticsearch. So Watcher, you have to define the query. Okay, this query, and you define the rule. If something from this is goes greater than 80% or 90%, you can integrate your output. The output might be a webhook, email, or something like this. The Elasticsearch itself, it's available in Elasticsearch core feature, right? Yeah, you can. This is how you can integrate the alerting. Yes. Okay, we having a ML as well, but this is a part of cloud thing, because ML come with lots of what we can say computation. So if you want to predict something, let's say your memory or traffic, you want to detect some anomaly in that, go for an anomaly detection. We're having an inbuilt anomaly detection on which particular metrics you have to configure, on which particular field you have to set that anomaly detection, and Elasticsearch start doing the machine learning process on that particular field, and it will give you the anomaly detection and just set alert over there. Okay, OpenTelemetry. Anyone is using OpenTelemetry? Yes, OpenTelemetry is another thing for, I mean, it's alternative of Elastic APM. It's just integrate the OpenTelemetry with your code. It will start, it is open source, by the way, you can use it. It will start collecting the transaction and traces from your code and every transaction, right? It will start pushing to the Elasticsearch. We have an integration with OpenTelemetry as well. So you can just get start with it. Okay, recently we have, OpenTelemetry and Elastic is commonly working on special data types, which called Elastic Common Schema. They have adopted that. OpenTelemetry have adopted that. So they are working on it, and this is a completely free infra. So you can just go, and you don't have to give the single penny for this, correct? So yes, Elastic Agent, OpenTelemetry is one of the APM tool. You can use it, or if you want to give a try Elastic APM, feel free to use anything. Like the Elastic APM agent, OpenTelemetry also come with a different kind of agent with respective language. So Node, Java, PHP, whatever you want, where you want to integrate that. So you just install it, integrate with your code, and it will start collecting the data, right? Okay, so any question till now? Okay, it's going good. Okay, this is the observability part. I think I'm done for the day from here, but what's new in Elastic? Right now, today's buzz are going on generative AI, ChatGPT, and these things. So Elasticsearch also offers the vector search. So it's not just a search. It's not going to search with your keyword, but the meaning of the keyword. You know, sometimes it happens when you start typing, searching something, and you don't recall the keyword. You start typing the keyword around that context, and you get your desired result, correct? So that is called the semantic search. One of the Spotify is using for this semantic search, one of the podcast search, correct? So yes, you can use it. You can integrate Elasticsearch with the ChatGPT as well. I'm happy to have a discussion on this. So if you have any question regarding the Elastic or something, feel free to visit on the booth. We're having a wonderful team over there. We are happy to take any discussion, Elastic, non-Elastic, any problem statement, anything. Okay, before leaving that, I want to share these resources. This is free if you want to get started with the Elastic and Kubernetes monitoring by using Elastic Observability. Feel free to just go through this. There is a beautiful blog, resources, guide, documentation available. And yeah, you can use this. You can learn from this and apply it. It's free. So yeah, that's it for the day. Thank you folks to being a wonderful audience. Thanks a lot. I'm open for a question.